Ray the Bear Man. It's September 11th, 2018. 17 years ago, actually somebody on Facebook asked, where were you and what were you doing in 2001 on September 11th? And I said, well, I was getting gas at the 7-Eleven down the street on Fountain and Murray. No, it's past Murray. Anyway, down the street here. And it's just kind of weird, 17 years later, being in the same location. The difference is that I do have a ham radio license, and I could talk to Roger anytime I want, or anybody besides Roger. People always say I Roger that. Okay, so anyway, kind of emotional, because after staying on Facebook earlier about being at the gas station, receiving phone calls, and then being at the Harbor Freight, and then having 103.9 tuned in and have them break their regular broadcast, which did change the way FM does broadcast ever since that day. We have antennas. I'm supposed to help service one up there on Giant Mountain, 144, 440, to help with some communications with the ham radio. And there's some D-Star, and then the other newer formats. Oh, gee, I'm trying to talk. I had to work 19 hours. So basically, I'm in Colorado Springs. We have 3 military bases. There was all the planes are grounded except for military fighter jets, and there was a few hundred going up and then landing and just taking off. So kind of scary. So I'm reflecting on the day. Now, the thing that kind of gets me the most is that when I was in Harbor Freight today in 2018, 2 of the employees were in that store that were working that day in 2001, and they were listening to 103.9 FM. Another more history is KSPZ, which is used to be 92.9 FM, is a tower owned by Sharon Garn. She died. I dated her for a while, but the tower is still up. Kilo FM uses that tower, as well as 103.9, which used to be called KRSP. Now they're called Alternative Rock. They're going to help me with some autism awareness stuff, since I am partially autistic. So it just, like I say, very emotional day. I don't know what to say. I mean, I walked in there and I forgot what day it was, you know. Another thing is that this morning, my friend Devon Hawkins, she's a flight attendant, had pictures of her, one of her best friends jumping off the tower. It was her husband that took the picture, and I never saw those pictures. So yeah, behind the times. So I use a ham radio to help with emergency communications here in Colorado Springs, and also Pan Bear Radio, powered by Castor FM, free service. I have some listeners. WXRT and WRMN asked permission to use some of the programming material. I have a global link, so you hit Panbera or KFUY, powered by Castor FM, hit the link. I wrote the player. Don't ask how. I did a lot of copy paste, and guess what? It worked. So I do, geek stuff. So I try to survive. So this is going to be about 3.5 minutes, but I wanted to give Cliff Notes. It was just so freaky that I was on Facebook explaining where I was on that day, and then here I am today to pick up some tools and then some cheap chips at the Bargain Mart here in Colorado Springs, and then having like a deja vu of what's going on. This is KE0DNQ 73. I'm also at Pan Bear Radio, global, worldwide listeners. FM 107.7 Manitou Springs, Part 15 Radio. Thanks for tuning in.